Oh, 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 taking the kid out.
Your brothers?
No. Yes? Man, it works every time. Yeah, I know.
You're, I don't know, either tired or grumpy. What's going on?
I haven't had any coffee, Rich.
Where are we now?
We're in the worst possible place to get coffee.
Which is?
Fucking supermarket.
And I noticed that you have had a sip of coffee.
Yep.
How is the coffee that you've drunk so far?
It's like making love in a boat, Richard. Fucking close to water.
And we seem to both have the same, apart from one's caffeinated and one's decaffeinated. How confident are you that you got the caffeinated one?
It's a coin toss, Rich. I don't know. I'm not even entirely sure she gave you a decaffeinated coffee.
Yeah, I'm not either.
But it seemed to come from the same machine, which gave the same grounds, just saying.
And is yours quite foul as well? Because mine is.
I've added enough sugar to take the edge off, but it is a little bitter.
Matt and I actually love French supermarkets. They're so neat and tidy. We're inspired by the breakfast cereal made out of chocolate bars, the breakfast cereal that wants to take you back to bed, and especially by the ball crack chocolate clusters. But really, the thing that French supermarkets excel at is the cake. Lots of cake.
Has it ended? No, it hasn't ended. It's still going.
Another day, another slap-up picnic. And what's the only thing better than a creme brulee? 2 creme brulees.
Right, so here we are at the car park of Le Mans Saint-Michel, and we've got the shuttle coach. See the quite an interesting coach. Obviously, the front of the coach there. Moving down the side of the coach, kind of like it's decked on the side in wood, and then we move round to the front of the coach. Yes, this is a push me pull you coach. Hey, this will almost get run over by another push me pull you coach. Right, shall we entree?
We just get on at the front. Lord knows how we're going to manage that.
Precisely no one in his Volkswagen there. So what do you make of it so far, Matt?
Big cast on a rock, Rich. Kind of Disney-ish. It's expensive to buy real estate.
Does a bit, doesn't it? I tell you what, my body's still recovering from the G-forces of that bus ride.
You can see they were keeping these standard 6 feet between moving vehicles.
Yeah, standard French. I mean, we are only going at walking pace right now, but we might as well be going at 110.
Le Mans Saint-Michel was featured in the Bayeux Tapestry and is also said to have been the inspiration for Minas Tirith, as featured in the third Lord of the Rings movie. Apparently in the olden days, the monks had massive hamsters that they would use to power this wheel that in turn would pull a sledge up the side of the rock, and that's how they brought up their food, and maybe how they got back down again if they were in a bit of a hurry.
So what are we seeing, Matt?
What we are seeing is massive groups of people that we presumed were copper pickers because they were out in the mud flats for long periods of time, and it turns out that no, they're just people traipsing through foot-deep silt mud. We've seen a few people gob it over, and that looks like the most miserable way to spend a sunny afternoon I can possibly imagine.
I have to say I concur. Yeah, you'd have to pay me to do that shit. And even then I wouldn't want to. I'd prefer to sit on my arse and not get paid, frankly.
Yeah. Do you want to pay me to trudge in mud, or I shall sit here in the sun for free? I'll take option 2, please, Bob.
And they're all coming in with muddy feet, so presumably they've taken their shoes off.
Well, you presume they've taken their shoes off.
They probably lost them somewhere in the mud.
Hundreds of pairs of shoes out there. Later on, the poor will go out with rakes and get themselves some new footwear. That is, what a terrible way. And you know there's going to be some cracking sunburn developed as a result of that.
And what's the betting that I step on the one bit of glass in the whole mud?
I wonder how many people have died on those walks because they've just given up.
I fucking would.
Like that horse in the Never-Ending Story. No? Alright. Somebody watching that will understand. Probably.
Right, let's go and get some cream cakes.
Yes.
After the cream cakes, we went for a swim. Once Matt had got over the pointy stones. And for a jump off this much higher than it looks diving board. Hooray! Oof. Sadly, there was no audio on this video. But Matt is about to come and tell me that when he jumped off the high diving board with his legs apart, all of the sea went up his bum. Nice.
Right then, Rich, it's your turn. I'd like to point out that the water is coming quite a way, so all of the nasty pebbles that made me walk like an idiot are long gone. Rich has his trunks on the inside out. Majestic. All that's missing is a layer of goose fat and he'd be ready for the channel. Here is the last known footage of Richard Evans before the search party for Broverlord. And in case if any proof were needed that filming your brother for too long on a rocky outcrop is a bad idea, here we go. So yep. That's the escape route. Shoes off. Time to go. Here he comes. Ariel herself. Under the sea. Under the sea. Come where it's better, down where it's wetter. That's why it's hotter under the water. Yeah. Hey Rich, you were looking quite manly there until you started sort of shaking off your wrists.
I tell you what, that is higher than I thought it would be. I now have some appreciation for what it was like for those brave men on D-Day jumping out of their airplanes into the void. I feel as one with them, my band of brothers.
Just to reiterate, I think that's a child about to jump in and do a much better job than what, yeah, ooh, proper dive. So, what are we? Two likely looking lads going into the sea here.
Yeah, just paddling. They're not sure whether to go in or not.
Please notice how much the one on the right is cringing like a Nancy in exactly the same way that Richard and I did, which means that this is obviously the professional thing to do. And there they go. It's a controversial start. They've gone straight for front. Oh,
bloody hell. They'll be knackered in about 20 strokes.
Yep, any second now they'll be calling for help.
Yeah. Go on, chaps, don't be.
Any second now.
They'll be going into breaststroke any second, won't they?
I'm be honest, I'm hoping for a bit of water treading at some stage. Any second now. No, they're aiming for that castle, aren't they?
I heard a diamond ring.
down on the beach and there was this man with a parachute coming out of his rucksack. That was meant to be Liverpudlian. Come on, contact. Parachute dance. You know what I think would help? If you and I were within earshot going, oh. I think that would help massively. Those kids don't give a shit. They're right in his flight path. No one cares. I don't care if you've got a wing sticking out your back, son. We're making a sandcastle.
Do you think if he actually gets up there, it will suddenly become okay?
I'm getting ready to sprint down the beach so we can watch him splat into the castle wall behind us. That woman's towel behind him's got more lift. Okay, this is what I see happening. I see him finally taking off, getting just up above the castle walls, and then getting stuck on a steeple. Do you reckon he's going to go home and like his girlfriend's going to be like, how did you do today? 4 feet tonight, love. 4 feet off the ground. Here, Rich, keep recording. I'm going to finish off the last of that bread and cheese.
Oh, taking the kid out. Oh. Oh yeah, it's windy now, it's windy, it's windy. Go on, Alec. Go on, Alec, it's windy. Isn't that what they're saying?
Alec.
Oh, allez, allez, allez. Thanks, mate, for your French translation.
Come on, Alec. Low battery. Well, I'm gonna sign off now.
Yeah. As soon as you do, he'll take off.
Absolutely.
Your brothers? No. Yes? Man, works every time. Yeah, I know.